Failure is crucial for personal growth. It's crucial for the cultures of organizations. It's crucial for everyone, largely because it lets you reframe and see new possibilities that you might not have ordinarily. Now, I don't even like the word failure, right? Because it actually doesn't suggest what it oftentimes leads to, which is path-breaking innovation and achievement. I wish we had another word for what's really a learning experience, and leads to resilience, and leads to risk-taking, and leads to all sorts of extraordinary, kind of beautiful ways of living as an individual and ways of growing as an organization. So failure as an individual is much easier to manage, I think, than it is in a group environment. Oftentimes, people are able to do this when the leader models the values that have to come from a circumstance in which failure leads to innovation. And that means, well, humility, being able to listen to those who have dissenting opinions, not in agreement with your own, and being committed to the larger goal, right? Oftentimes, we see failure as a dead end, and instead, we need to focus on what it can lead to. And when there's a perspective orientation of that kind by a leader, then it keeps the morale up of an organization. But we have to remember that when we're speaking about this dreaded F word, failure, we're looking at, oftentimes, path-breaking organizations that have had their most outsized success because of that very tactic or that experience. So whether it's Sarah Blakely, who founded Spanx, she has reframed failure not as an end goal, but as a learning opportunity. We have tons of models of leadership in this regard. There are a number of things that I think failure allows for that mere success does not. There are three things, really. One is that failure lets you focus and realize that success is not the goal. Mastery is the goal. And that means constantly pivoting and shifting your approach to achieve a certain end. It's this sort of curved line pursuit that artists pursue, that entrepreneurs do as well, right? Another tactic that failure lets us cultivate is grit. Being able to be tenacious, not just over a couple of minutes, months, but decades, lifetimes. And that requires coping with the setbacks that come from failure. It's a muscle you only develop through that circumstance. And the final thing it lets people develop is this ability to play, to develop the wisdom of the child, to create that, as I mentioned before, adventurous spirit that's so crucial for organizations and their cultures if they want to be creative. So there are lots of ways to harness the power of failure, but only if you really are able to master these tactics.